Are you thinking about building a house? Are you considering new construction with a local or national production scale builder? Today we're covering the questions to ask when building a house, new construction edition. Hey everybody, I am Alyson Wahl with Live South Denver, your local real estate strategist and realtor in the South Denver area. Building a home from the dirt up is a fun project. People love to do it. You get to pick your finishes, you get to pick your lot, which means you get to pick your view. You get to add things into the home. Do you want an extended patio? Do you want a fireplace that looks traditional with a mantle, or do you want one that's modern? You have so much control over what your home looks like. The process, though, isn't exactly the most straightforward thing ever, and it varies with each builder. So let's cover some questions to ask when you're considering building. Now, the first thing I want to say is that these questions are focused more on working with a builder that buys up lots and then builds home after home after home. We call that a spec builder or a production builder. We're not talking about a custom home builder. There really are different questions you want to ask with those builders, and there will be a video coming focused just on that. So let's get to the big topic, and that's money. You want to be asking the builder about the base price of the home, what the lot premiums are on the home, how much a typical home is finishing for at the end, and what costs there are to get there. Is there a cost to have a walkout basement? What are some of the structural additions? Are any of those required? What are common structural additions and how much do those cost? Does the builder allow you to finish the basement? How much does the finish cost? Is there a difference in price between finishing the basement for an in-ground basement versus a walkout basement? And then, of course, at what point in the process with you would I know what the final price of my home is? Ask them, what is the process for claiming a lot with you? Most builders let you choose the lot on which you're going to build, but you have to claim that lot. You may need to go on a priority list. The lots may be available, they may be released in order, but what is their process? Find out how much money you need to put down to start with the builder. Is that initial money refundable? And at what point do you need to put more money down, and when do things become non-refundable? Also, what other money do you need to put down during the whole process up until you get to the closing table and bring the remaining amount for closing? In a hot market, you may not be able to walk into a builder, pick a lot, sign a contract, and start building right away. You should expect that you may be on a waiting list to get the opportunity to select a lot, then choose your model and start the process of getting under contract with that builder. If that is the case, another question you're going to want to ask is, how often are you doing price increases? It most likely is with every lot release or every month. Those two may be the same thing, but they have increments at which they do regular price increases. So how much are those? Because you'll want to factor that into where the base price is now and how far away it seems you are on the list to getting up to bat. So if the base price right now is $450 and you're 6 months away, the base price might be $460 or more by the time you start. In addition, the lot prices may change between where you are now and then as well, so you have to think about that too. On the plus side of the money equation, ask the builder if there are financial incentives for using their lender. Oftentimes, they're very forthcoming in answering this or proactively telling you about it, but it's worth talking to them about. They usually want you to use their in-house lender. They may have other vendors they'd like you to partner with, and you get incentives for sticking with all of their in-house programs. Last, make sure you understand the property tax rate in that area and compare it to communities in and around you. If it's very similar and you can afford that price point, then jump right on in. If they're in an area with a higher tax rate, whether it's to accommodate for their development or for some other reason, you may want to factor in the additional cost for taxes every year on top of what may be a higher priced home because you're building. Okay, let's move on to questions about construction. Ask this builder if they have built anywhere else if you haven't seen that yet or been through another community of theirs. Ask how long they've been in business. Go visit some other communities, particularly older ones. You would get to see how the homes have held up. How have the paint jobs held up? You want to really get a feel for what the community looks like. Have their trees held up and are they mature? You really want to see all of the community, and a little bit of age and time helps you get a feel for how this developer has done. Ask them about standard finishes. I cannot emphasize this enough. I'll probably mention it again. Not only will they give you a list, a sheet of their standard finishes, but ideally, if you're very serious about this community or a particular home, have one of the salespeople walk you through the model that has most of their standard finishes. Most builders will build at least one home that is fairly standard. There will be upgrades in it. The designers can't help themselves, but they will walk you through and be able to point out, this tile is our standard tile. Usually a good part of the flooring is standard flooring. The sinks, the countertops, much of it will be very close to or at their standard level and will give you a feel for what the home will look like if you did not choose many upgrades. If they haven't done that, then ask to see a home that is close to or right at the finish stage so you can get a feel for what a home that is not fully decked out looks like. Ask them if they're including landscaping in the front or the backyard. Ask them if they're including fencing of any kind as well. The landscaping is one of the more expensive add-ons when you are doing new construction. Here's a really important question. Find out if you can have your own inspector come along during the process. Each builder is a little bit different, and so you want to find out, can I bring an inspector in during the pre-drywall walk? Can I bring an inspector in as we do the walk at the end before closing and at any other point in between? And if my inspector delivers a report for you, will you respond to what they have found? Builders are inspected by the county. Your building, your home is inspected by the county. But I do highly encourage you to bring in your own inspector. You will find that there are things that just get overlooked. And just as you would have an inspection on an existing home, it is helpful to have one on a newly built home as well. Another thing to ask is about the super on site, the superintendent of construction. Just find out a little bit more about him. How long has he been doing it? Is his background in construction? How long has he been building these homes? Are these models new to the plan for this builder? Have they been building this plan for a really long time? All those things factor into how smoothly and well the process will be going. And while it may not change anything for you, it will just give you a little bit of insight into how smooth or bumpy the process may go moving forward. Find out about all the warranties that the builder offers on the home. Here in Colorado, most builders are going to offer you an 11 to 12 month warranty after the date of closing. And you're also going to have a structural warranty if there's any major shifting in the foundation. We do have shifting soils here in Colorado, so that's a helpful thing. Most of the builders offer you a soil report that will show you what they've done to the soils in terms of testing, as well as the fact that they over excavate and do a lot of things to mitigate any expansion and contraction so that your home does not shift substantially. But the structural warranty is extremely helpful. Regardless, no matter where you're looking to build, if you're watching this video, always ask, what are your warranties? What happens if your builder misses their projected completion date? They will give you a projected completion date. Find out what happens if they don't make it. Most builders are going to tell you they have anywhere from 18 months to 2 years to complete your home. That's probably the answer to that question, but it's worth asking. Also, what happens if you reach your projected completion date? You're a couple weeks away, they've given you a closing date, and you reach your punch list. You've gone on your walk, you have your punch list of final things for the builder to complete, and they don't complete them. And you have closing in 24, 48 hours. What then? What is the process? My recommendation to you, most agents' recommendation to you, would be that you do not close until those punch list items are complete. Too many builders have a reputation of not coming back and prioritizing closed clients and getting those repairs done. On the fun side of construction, find out when and how often you can come visit your home during the process. Here in Colorado, the builders call it Fun Day Sunday, and it's a safe day for buyers to come in and view their home. The trades are generally not working on Sundays, so you can go to the office, grab your hard hat, and get on site and see the progress that's being made in your home. Okay, a couple questions to ask about the community and about the contract. If you hadn't been told already by the builder, ask if there is an HOA. What are the fees? What do they cover? What are the amenities? And when will the amenities be completed and built? Sometimes the builders don't build the amenities right away, so you could be looking at a few years and you're in the community with no pool, no trails, no clubhouse. And sometimes they're building them right along with phase one, and they'll be ready for you right around the time you are moving in. Either way, you're gonna at least want to know what to expect. If the area is new to you, you're coming in from out of state or you've just moved to the area and you're shopping, go ahead and ask them what is around, what's nearby. They do know the area very well. If you're working with an agent, they'll also be able to tell you. But it's also great to ask what is coming in the near future. The builder may have some insight into what is being built. They may be a part of what is going to be developed in the area. So you may get some better insight into forthcoming schools, or if there's some retail, maybe a hospital that's coming, particularly if you're coming into an area that is just starting to be developed. And sometimes it feels a little intimidating to go out and be on the frontier of an area that's getting some new construction put out there. But when you realize what's coming in the next several years, because 5 years flashes in the blink of an eye, it does make it a little bit more worthwhile. Last, here are things to look for as you are heading into these construction communities and you're doing your research. Look around as you drive in. Does the community have what it is that you have put on your wants and needs list? Is it close in proximity to the major interstate because you're commuting into downtown for work? Is it far enough away that you have peace and quiet? Is it close enough to amenities like the grocery store or a major park that you go to for bike riding or walking? Do you see power lines anywhere? Does it obstruct your view? Do you have a mountain view? Is there interesting terrain? Are there things in your line of sight that you don't want? There's a place around here that has a local high school football stadium. So during football season, Friday night lights are visible to several communities. Would that bother you, or would you actually like it? Keep your eyes open for things that you would like and things you would not like as you're driving through, looking at where the lots are, looking at the community location, and make sure you don't jump into something because the model wows you. And speaking of the model, definitely get your eyes wide open while you're in there. They sure do decorate those things so that they are impressive. But take your eyes and move them downward. Be looking at the floor, be looking at the baseboards, look at the tile work very closely, look at the carpet. If the builder for the model did not put in their best effort, or maybe it was their best effort, but it's still not impressive, we can just about guarantee that what they'll do for your home will be less than impressive for you as well. If the carpet isn't stretched correctly, if tile is a little bit wavy on the wall, if we don't see baseboards meeting up correctly, things like that in the model home tell us that maybe they don't have the best tradespeople and you might not get a stellar result. I hope these questions and tips have been helpful for you. If you have more questions about building with a builder or moving here to Denver, please reach out. It would be my honor to help you and serve in any way that I can. You can reach me by text, cell, or email, whatever works for you. And I look forward to talking with you. Hey, I will see y'all next week.